Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report Part 2. It's adjustment time for Game 2. We're going to get into some of the things the Celtics need to do better here, and I'll be honest, the rewatch was a scary one. Lots of missed passes, disconnectedness, tentativeness, and of course, a million turnovers in that game that undermined the Celtics' offensive effort. Ime Udoka got into it just a few minutes ago at practice. We talked to him, Derrick White, who's going to be an important adjustment piece for the Celtics there, as well as Robert Williams, who, as I said in the last video, Celtics missed quite often there. Jaylen Brown, tunnel vision on the ball. Jayson Tatum, I thought, did a good job getting off the ball fairly quickly, especially in crowds, but Udoka came away from the game feeling like they played in crowds a little too much. But his biggest takeaway was all the three-pointers. 53s, way too much. They hit 37% of them. Some of those were late. But overall, the Bucks did what they wanted to, which was force the Celtics jump shooters to settle. And they did it early in the shot clock, which is where Udoka was most concerned about that happening. They missed reads by trying to take those shots. And I do remember Udoka saying they have to take advantage of the open space when they find it, fire away. And they did a good job with it early. Horford, Grant, Smart, all hitting early threes in the game. But eventually the Bucks' strategy of waiting for those guys to cool down worked. And they did in a big way. So lack of paint touches, lack of second side options. Udoka saw all of that here. This is what he wants to see for Game 2.
What I would say is, like I mentioned, defensively, we were really good in the half court. So the first part is getting good shots on offense and taking care of the basketball. And like I said, we felt with them only scoring 101 with all the points we helped them with, we can be better defensively. Some of our reads on Antetokounmpo going after him when we didn't need to. We had solid defenders on him. So defensively, we can be better than we were, and we were okay, and if not great in the half court. Offensively, putting our guys in different positions. They're doing a lot of things with Jayson and Jaylen, sending them left all over the court so we can run some sets from other sides and get them open looks and keep them off the sideline some there, and then just finding the outlets in the pockets. They're guarding those guys higher in the pick and roll, and we have to make the pass in the pocket and have the numbers behind it. But we've seen that all year with those guys and the attention they draw. So just more so making the pass, and we had some good reads out of it. And find Al and our bigs in the pocket, and you'll have the numbers behind it. So those are a few things, and just in general, getting into sets. Makes and misses are one thing, but dead ball, timeout, free throw, when we want to get into sets, we can't let their pressure take us out of sets. So that's some area we'll have to improve on going into tomorrow.
You guys haven't looked that stagnant offensively in a while. Why don't you think you were able to shake it mid-game? With some of it felt like some guys were trying to solve it one-on-one. What kind of kept you guys stuck there?
I think getting sped up, understanding that the full court pressure, what it was there to do was to speed us up and take us out of some of our sets. You want to mix it up and at times attack out of that. When they're pressuring, you can just blow by and get the numbers behind it, or set up screen in the backcourt and get advantage there. But at the times when those guys get through it, we're still playing two on one sometimes, or we kick it ahead and attack without any numbers on our side. So just understanding that we still have to be able to play with pressure and get us into our sets that we want. But that was the main thing. I think at times it felt like all guys try to do it a little bit on their own, attacking their shot blockers when we know this is a heavy rotation team and we have outlets all over the court. So we took a look at those and saw all the opportunities we missed, and I think we'll be better for that coming tomorrow.
And the key to me is going to be those secondary ball handlers. Tatum's going to get swarmed. The defense is going to collapse against them. White, Brown, even Rob and Horford, who have been used in split actions as secondary creators, not much recently at all. Rob being injured and Horford doing a little high or short roll action there, but otherwise not involved all that much in initiating offense. Celtics have a number of guys who can be secondary facilitators for them. White did an okay job with it. I saw him working on his floater. We talked to him, said he needs to be more steady as a ball handler and a guy that can take the pressure off Smart. White told me the Celtics got sped up, and that's something Udoka noticed too, the full court pressure. They really were rushed into not only their sets, but their shots as well. And it just looked disheveled. Celtics were just a mess offensively in this one. So it can't get much worse than that. I do feel like they know what they need to do from a poise standpoint and a passing standpoint, playing on those weak sides, and even just getting post touches. Jaylen said it before Game 1. Just because the Bucks drop and take the paint away doesn't mean that you can just ignore paint touches, and he tried to get there. You may also saw Grant and others trying to attack a little bit too much one-on-one in those circumstances to try to force the issue. It's going to take some movement, and Rob's certainly a key to that. You can't do dead-eye pick and roll right at Lopez, but he can cut back line. He can be a guy who receives dump-off passes when the defense collapses, certainly. And he only really got 1 or 2 of those opportunities that I saw finishing plays behind the defense. Transition opportunities too. The Celtics were a mess in transition. That wasn't a big topic of discussion here today, but passing certainly was. Celtics missed a number of passes, extra passes, second actions, secondary dribble drives. Those were all missing from their efforts, and it led to a lot of settling. Pritchard on that 3 that led to the Portis 3 going the other way that made it a 15-point game. Brown's turnaround in the third quarter. You can point to a bunch of circumstances where the Celtics were shooting difficult jump shots to try to break this Bucks defense open, and it's going to be tough. They were so connected. They scrambled. They got to their spots. They picked up right at the spots, and I know someone on the post-game show compared it to the way the Celtics were prepared for the Nets. Bucks knew all the spots they had to be in as individuals, help defenders, point of attack guys, and they collapsed at the right spots too to make sure the Celtics weren't able to get any shots off at the rim. As we said, 10, the second or third lowest total of 2s in the three-point era. Bottom 5 certainly. It was just a historically stagnant effort from the Celtics there. So they watched a ton of film, saw some good stuff too, posted it on Twitter and CLNSmedia.com. Some of the actions that got them high-quality 3s at the end of actions. Horford, Grant getting up some extra shots late in practice here. Those guys as finishers are going to be crucial. You're going to have to hit shots to keep pace with the Bucks because they certainly did too. Grayson Allen and others taking advantage of some opportunistic double teaming from the Celtics there. It was an ugly rewatch, like I said at the beginning of this video here. Scary game 1, but game 2, they're going to try to put all of that behind them and bounce back. Tomorrow night, we'll have covered Celtics All Access, Celtics post-game show, the Garden Report, and CLNS Media. Give HelloFresh a chance. 16 free meals. And help out the Garden Report, CLNS. HelloFresh.com/playoff16. You've heard it. 16 free meals, 3 free gifts, and phenomenal deal. Had to pull out the word. Phenomenal deal, especially for what you're getting. We've loved it. We've posted our pictures of the meals we've thrown together. If we can do it, you can do it. And meatloaf, tacos, lemon spaghetti, soups, just a million different options, meat and vegetable options there. And it's all fresh and pre-packaged with ice and other things in the container to keep it fresh on its way to your door. Shows up right at the step. So go get it. HelloFresh.com/playoff16. Nothing to lose. 16 free meals, 3 free gifts, and you help out the Garden Report. Think of it as a gift. I'm Bobby Manning from Auerbach Center in Brighton. We'll see you tomorrow.